In the market for a new truck? Why, you should definitely consider a new Toyota Tacoma. So let's talk about why you should definitely consider a new Toyota Tacoma if you're in the market for a new truck. You know, I've done a couple of videos like this in the past, and the longer I have this truck, the more I lean towards it, I guess. And full disclosure, I do have a 2020 Tacoma. We're sitting in it right now, about to take off for a little bit of a cruise because frankly, I just love driving the truck. But the longer I have it and the more exposure I get to it, as well as comparing it to my other truck, which by the way is a 2020 Jeep Gladiator, the more I'm convinced that you really ought to consider the Tacoma if you're out there and you're looking. And I know, you know, there are several choices now. The market is growing, which is a good thing. Competition only improves everything else that's out there, including the new entries, right? I mean, right now we have the Tacoma, obviously. We have the Ford Ranger, the Chevy Colorado, the Jeep Gladiator, the Nissan Frontier. I hear that Dodge is going to be coming back, or Ram, I'm not sure what it'll be called now, the Ram Dakota. I don't know, but I hear they're going to step back into the market with a shrunken down Ram 1500, if you will. Pretty similar probably to what they did before when they had the Dodge Dakota. So anyway, why? Why should you? And, you know, why should you consider a Toyota Tacoma, I guess? You know, there's lots of reasons. I've talked before about it, its appearance and, you know, how great it looks, how moddable it is, how fun it is to drive, things like that. You know, it's the best looking truck on the road, and I stand by all of that stuff. But none of those are really the reason why you should consider buying a Tacoma. There's really one big reason, and I'm sure you can probably guess what that is. And Toyota's taken a few dings on it. But what that is reliability. No problems. You know, I've had this truck now since, I think it was, man, I don't even remember, February maybe, January, somewhere in there. I've had it for quite a while. And first of all, I am pleased to report that nothing is wrong with it. No issues, no problems. Well, there was one little thing, and that was a chip on the paint on the back of the tailgate. I don't know if that happened after I got the truck, if it was a manufacturing, you know, little blurb or something back there, you know, like a paint bubble that left that chip. I don't know, but that's it. Pretty minor little thing, right? When you consider all of the technology and systems and stuff and the people building the trucks. I mean, they're built still by people somewhat, but a lot of room for error, I guess, is my point. You know, there's nothing worse than getting a new vehicle. And I got to admit, I'm kind of paranoid about this myself, right? You get a new vehicle, you bring it home, or at least I do, and I'm constantly looking for something wrong, something to go wrong, you know? I'm watching the gauge cluster, I'm looking for that dreaded check engine light, or one of the myriad of other lights that can pop up on the screen. I haven't had that with the Tacoma. Nothing. Not once. Not a glitch in the radio. Nothing like that. I can't say that about my Jeep Gladiator. You know, Jeep has a bad reputation anyway. You know, there's always people talking about glitches and stuff, and I've had a couple myself. You know, I've talked about the radio being black when I turned the truck on. You know, it didn't work. Had to turn it off, turn it on. Fortunately, it did come up. Fortunately. I've had a check engine light twice. I've had a malfunction of their lovely auto stop system, which I cannot stand, by the way. So, and that truck is a 2020. I've had it actually a shorter period of time than I've had the Tacoma. There's nothing worse than picking up a new car, new truck, whatever, getting it home and having issues. I mean, let's face it, the number one reason I think why most people, I think maybe everybody, except maybe a collector, buys a new truck is to use it, to get from point A to point B, to be able to haul stuff, to be able to use them in their daily life, in their jobs, you know. A lot of people depend on their trucks to earn a living. And if you get it home and you're having problems with it, or you have to spend your time, you know, if you're in the service industry especially, running back and forth to the shop. I mean, they do have warranties. You know, a lot of people will say, well, yeah, you know, Jeep may, for example, have issues, but you have a 3-year warranty. You can take it in, get it squared away before the warranty runs out, but you have to screw with it. And who wants to do that? And if you're in a service type industry or run your own business, you can't be making money when you're sitting at the car dealer or running back and forth to the car dealer or sitting in that shuttle while they drive you and 3 of your best friends all over town. I mean, you don't want that, right? So reliability is key. I think that should be the #1 concern in anything that we look at, right? Again, if you get it home and it doesn't work, it doesn't do what you bought it to do, right? Which is ultimately to get you from point A to point B. And the Tacoma has been fantastic. I am very satisfied with it. Given its little quirks and things, you know, people complain in the older, and I think even the new Tacomas, about the transmission, and it can't find a gear and it doesn't ride in the right gear. Well, that's a picky minor inconvenience, I think. It does still move, it does still get in gear, and it does still take you where you need to go, right? You know, a couple others, me included, have talked about the ride quality. People complain about the seats, especially before the 10-way power adjustable seats, and that you couldn't get comfortable. Again, a minor convenience. I complained about it myself, right? I mean, I put spacers in to raise the back of the seat to get a better angle. That was my point. Not that I couldn't see over the hood. I mean, I'm not 3 feet tall. But I wanted more comfort. But again, a minor thing. In the end, and it was the same with my 2018, by the way, I never had one issue with it. There were a couple recalls. I did have to take it in to have, I think, a master cylinder replaced. And I think there might have been some sort of a software flash or something that I had to do as well. But none of those caused me any problems, right? Neither one of them put me on the side of the road or left me stranded anywhere or threw codes on my screen. There was never anything like that. Had it not been for the recalls, I never even would have known there was an issue. So even though there were some, I'll call minor things with that truck, nothing that caused me any problem other than the inconvenience, of course, of having to take it to the dealership to have the recall satisfied. So kudos to Toyota. I think, again, they still are the #1 truck out there when it comes to reliability. Particularly, I don't think anybody out there can touch them. I hear reports about the Ford Ranger. I've mentioned some about the Jeep Gladiator, and even a few about the Chevy Colorado. So there is just nothing out there that holds steady like Toyota has done in maintaining quality and reliability in the Toyota Tacoma. Anyway, I just want to get on here, kind of talk about that a minute. You know, sometimes it may seem like I'm down or negative towards the Tacoma, and I'm not. I think it's an awesome truck. I had a video out recently about whether or not I would buy the truck again. I absolutely would buy it again. I love the truck, even in the manual configuration with its clunky, not so Honda-like manual transmission. I still love it. It scratches that manual itch that I wanted, and it is a blast to drive. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you're in the market and if you're considering a Tacoma, particularly if you bought something else and didn't go with the Toyota Tacoma, why? I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, shameless plug time. If you haven't before and you're interested, check out my other channel all about my 2020 Jeep Gladiator. Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.